Hello and welcome to Why with Seth and Parker. My name is Parker,
And I'm Seth.
and this is the weekly show where we dissect Billy Joel music, give stupid answers to stupid questions, and provide the best entertainment between Kalamazoo and Timbuktu.
Wow.
How are you doing today, Seth?
I'm doing just fine. I'm thinking about how I'm going to work off all those Thanksgiving calories.
Just like New
Don't?
Year's resolutions.
Oh, you mean the ones that I don't keep, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Do you know where Timbuktu or Kalamazoo is?
Isn't that in, Saudi Arabia?
I think Timbuktu is in South Africa.
Oh, and then where's the Kalakamuzuzubu?
I'm pretty sure that's a musical instrument.
I think that's a kazoo.
Kazoo, kami, I don't really care.
Okay. Well, at least it's funny.
I like to think so, at least.
How are you doing, Parker?
Pretty good. Trying to savor these last few hours of relaxation before we're back to the grindstone tomorrow.
Wait, we're supposed to be relaxing right now?
We're supposed to be, but, we're here. We might as well just put on a show for these lovely people.
Which we are about to do. How are we going to start this show for our lovely listeners, Parker?
Well, we're going to start it with a good song by Billy Joel about a young Catholic girl.
Ooh, we're getting... Parker, is this song a little biased for you and your
No.
Catholic roots?
Actually, Billy Joel is kind of criticizing the Catholic Church in this song, and it's a pretty good song. It's very poppy, but it does bring up some good points on how life is when you are raised Catholic. I find it very relatable.
Okay.
It's not necessarily all negative critiques, but it is a nice little look from an outsider's perspective on what it's like to be a young Catholic woman, which I was two of those at one point.
Young and Catholic.
Yep. Now I'm old and Catholic.
I'm glad you're still Catholic.
But are you ready for Only the Good Die Young by Billy Joel?
Let's give it a shot, Parker.
Okay. So, what did you think?
That was rather upbeat. That was my first impression of it, and that's what I decided to say.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not the answer you were looking for, was it?
compared to our last week's show when we did Honesty, a little slower and more dramatic Billy Joel song, this is much more lively and, poppy. Definitely for wider consumption.
Where did it come from? Where did you come from? Where did you go?
No.
Anyways,
Cotton Eye Joe.
yeah, that one. No, but where did it come from in reference to Honesty? Was it more earlier?
It
or
was earlier.
It was earlier.
But
Okay.
only slightly.
Okay. See, these things are important to know.
It was, I think, around the time of Uptown Girl. You
Okay.
remember that?
Yeah, I remember this. So, but the kind of poppy.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have just a poppy album come out, or?
He did pop stuff throughout his entire career, but he did more artistic stuff as well. So for every piano man, there was an entertainer.
Okay.
If you remember those songs.
I do. We dissected them.
We did.
Well, I mean,
Now,
as much
and now
as I
you know
could
what
have.
I'm referencing now. That
Yeah.
we have this good,
And our listeners are able to.
almost 15 songs under our belt.
Wow, 15. Okay.
Almost 15.
So there's a couple things that I did want to kind of talk about, and I guess one line it says, "You might have heard I run with a dangerous crowd. We ain't too pretty, we ain't too proud. We might be laughing a bit too loud, but that never hurt no one." That kind of made me think of the stereotypical idea of high schoolers, the punk high schoolers. You know what I'm talking about? I know
Yeah.
you went to this all boys Catholic school, but stereotypical
I
punk
can
high
imagine,
schoolers.
but believe it or not, I can
Empathetic eyes.
Yeah.
Be empathetic.
Yeah. Towards people who had women at their school.
Okay.
I'm not a monster.
Okay. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? Was this kind of written in an idea from maybe this high school party boy mindset
I think
or redneck party boy mindset
not
from where I
necessarily
came from?
redneck. I think that most of his songs are at least supposed to be generalizable to the public.
Okay.
And lots of his pop songs reflect the being young. This isn't necessarily high school. It could be college. It could be young
Mhm.
adult. It could be the people on How I Met Your Mother, that kind of age group.
Okay.
Where you have adventures. And,
Like emerging adulthood.
yeah. Where you just go out to have a good time. You don't go out to a charity ball. You don't go out to do something. You go out to do nothing. And I believe that this is trying to embody the fact that, hey, romantically, I know this probably isn't going to last a heck of a long time, but Virginia, I want to have fun.
Yeah, let's go for it. And even though you're a good Catholic, which it starts at I can't remember exactly how he worded it. He says near the end, it's like, "You Catholic girls start much too late," and I'm gonna assume that's talking about the like starting getting into serious relationships type thing. Like when you're younger, you're like, I'm gonna be a good Catholic girl, and then you hit this threshold where you're like, never
Yeah.
mind.
Like I feel like it's making a commentary on how there's something different between having fun and being sinful, and how sometimes being raised with that mindset, you kind of mix those two. So if you're having fun, you must be doing something wrong.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe that kind of association that sometimes organized religion kind of gives young people, that hey, you really shouldn't be doing this thing. Why? Because God says so. But this thing's fun. God said no.
And so that's the end all be all.
So
for this.
they get this almost classical conditioning that anything fun is bad. And I think Billy Joel is trying to speak to the young girl in the song that's, hey, not everything that's fun is bad.
Okay, I think I can kind of relate to that a little bit too.
So staying out past curfew, not necessarily sinful. Going around in a hot rod ain't necessarily sinful. All that jazz.
Okay, I can see that.
And like in the song, Billy Joel says, your mother said all I can give you is a reputation.
Yeah, and presumably a bad one at that.
And I think it's trying to make a commentary on how, just because this person is perceived negative in society doesn't mean you should shun them as well. Because that's kind of like the story of Jesus. Because Jesus laughed with the sinners. He didn't cry with the saints. But I believe this is taking a more selfish approach to that, because he says sinners are much more fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, also, you brought up that line, so let's talk about that. I'd rather laugh with the sinners than cry with the saints. Isn't it Mark Twain who said that he doesn't fancy himself for heaven or hell because he's got friends in both places?
Mm-hmm.
And so that idea of like still hanging out with quote-unquote sinners and having a little bit of fun with life and not necessarily worrying about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that resonated with you. Like, that just kind of jumped out to me.
Yeah, I think that, just so you know some background, because I don't feel like I've given this background before, Billy Joel was raised in a very, very loosely Jewish household.
Loosely Jewish.
Loosely, so they like go to synagogue or temple or whatever each Saturday and, read the Torah in front of the crowd. It was more like a, just in spirit thing. Like,
okay.
If I had to write it down on a form, I'd say Jewish. I forget where I was going with this.
I think you were giving us background on Billy Joel's religion.
Yeah, I think he is, as I interpret some things, that the writer, or at least the singer in this, is a little more towards the agnostic or atheistic side of things.
Okay.
So he's saying, hey, there's this hypothetical that there's an afterlife, but the only thing I know for certain is that there is a now.
Yeah.
So he's trying to, inspire this young lady who is so focused on the next that she needs
kind of
to
enjoy the now. Okay. I can get behind that a little bit. Like, it's like living in the present moment instead of worrying about the future all the time.
Yeah, so he might be trying to invite her to be a little more skeptical like he is, because the singer's not always Billy Joel, like, in the flesh, he's just the singer. He's trying to embody it. So I'm not trying to put words into Billy Joel's life, because he is, fun fact, still alive. And
don't say.
I'm trying to embody the singer, the narrator, if you will, who's trying to entice this young lady into enjoying life for the moment and forget about, what might come next, because we never know what comes next.
That was very poetic, Parker. That was very, very good.
You feeling like we thoroughly dissected that song?
I'm impressed. Are you impressed?
I'm kind of impressed.
Okay, because I know you want me to get better at this.
I think that was a good, hearty conversation. We're somehow getting better at this thing.
Well, I think that you remember that episode we had a few weeks ago where everything crashed and burned, but we somehow got something out of it where I got better at dissecting music.
Yes, I also remember last week when we had some actually decent advice.
Yeah, last week.
So I feel like we're like moving around, like what part of the show we're going to make better, and everything else can just be a train wreck.
Yeah, and so eventually we'll bring them all together and we'll have one amazing show, and then we'll start back at square one.
Speaking of train wrecks, you know what the second part of the show is, Seth?
I think it has to do with answering stupid questions, which sometimes ends in a train wreck.
Yes, so let's see if we are going to have a train wreck here.
Okay.
And you want to ask our first question?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Yahoo Answers still, because
Still Yahoo Answers. But before we dive into the heat of things, would you like to remind our lovely listeners where they can send questions?
yeah, if you would like to ask us a question, and we will take almost any question, you can send an email to sethandparker@gmail.com. That's SETHANDPARKER@gmail.com.
Wow, that was pretty nice.
I think I'm starting to get the voice for radio. So
Yeah, it's straying away from your teacher voice.
yeah, I know.
That's SETH. That's Seth, kiddos.
Okay, boys and girls, don't put that in your mouth.
That's why I have to tell Seth almost daily.
Right, but seriously, I have a kid that is trying to eat rocks on the playground, and you're like, no, you're gonna
Let him eat rocks.
no.
Natural selection will do the rest.
I wish we could do that in a school setting, but we can't. So
Well, with that attitude.
okay,
You
well,
obviously didn't go to Catholic school.
if he wants to eat rocks, he can do it on his own time, not on
Catholic
my
school
time.
lets the weak perish and the strong survive.
Like weak parishes and the Catholic parish.
No, the weak students. Those who eat rocks and poop gravel.
Okay, very good. Anyways, let's go ahead and go back to the questions because, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're glad we're in agreement. So the first question: is it really bad to ask for the salary range in an interview? What would that for sure eliminate you?
See, I haven't had many interviews in my life. How about you?
I am actually very good at interviewing.
Oh, is that your unbiased opinion?
Well, I mean, I've never really gotten denied for a job,
That's not necessarily
except for the very first job I like.
That might mean people are desperate.
No. I'm pretty good at interviewing, if I do say so myself. And the rule of thumb is to say that you don't ask about salary. That's just you don't do it.
Have you ever been at a salaried position before, though?
Salary
Not on the
yearly
hour.
pay. No, I have not. But I have been paid hourly, and usually the interviewer, if they like you, they'll mention it. They'll say, "Okay, well, I need to do some searching, but if I decide to go with you, this is the pay." Or if you do what you're supposed to, which is research the company beforehand, you can find their hourly rates online.
So do your research is always a good tip for interviews.
Mm-hmm.
I have never.
Oh.
I've never been in a salary position. I've only done the hourly thing.
Mm-hmm.
But during the interviews, you have to be confident. The job's already yours. You're just taking it. This is
Okay.
just a formality. But that's how I view it. Because did I ever tell you about my first job? Well, I did. I think we had that question before. But
Go ahead. Let's
I
give us
applied
a review.
to I think 120 places, and only one place called me back. So I knew that job was mine because I wanted it. I wanted it so bad because I didn't want to send out another 120 applications. So I walked into that place acting like I already owned it, and sure enough, I got the job. Granted, it was a busboy job at a restaurant, but it was my job.
It was your first job.
So I just walked in there and took it. But I don't think that it's rude. It's just that I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Usually salary negotiations happen.
After you've been offered the job.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they'll give you a salary. You can negotiate it, take it, or walk away from the job offer.
Mm-hmm.
And usually that's where it's kind of like a second round of interviews. If
Yeah.
you say, hey, I want X amount of dollars, and they say, oh, we can do X minus 2 or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. However, they have a formula.
Yeah. And you say, how about X minus 1? And they'll be like, sure. But they might just say, okay, we'll find someone who wants to do it for X minus 2. And that could just be the thing of it.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's a very good answer. But it was interesting to me that in the middle of that we discussed researching the company, which I think ties into our second question very well.
Sure. Our second question is, no, it doesn't.
Just there's a connection. Go ahead and ask the
Sure.
question, and I can show
Seth,
you.
We have another question from Yahoo Answers, and it asks, how do I get into the deep web?
See, this has to deal with researching the deep web.
What is the deep web, Seth?
The deep web is where I can sell a kidney for $15,000.
You're lowballing that, I think.
Really?
No, we're not going in the deep web
No, I'm
on
not.
the KSDB computers.
I'm gonna find this out. Sell my kidney for. Oh, most people get 1,000 to 10,000 for their kidney.
Oh, so it's worth even less
it's
than
worth
what you
than
valued
less.
it.
Business Insider though has 9 body parts you can sell for profit.
Oh, now I see why they're called kidney beans.
Yeah.
Oh, this one talks about legal stuff, like you can sell plasma.
Oh, well, maybe like let's go. So plasma, you can sell your hair or your placenta
For $8.
in China, anyways. Your whole body.
Isn't that prostitution?
No, I think this is more like in your death. You can sell your body,
you
or
mean like a cadaver?
like as a cadaver, but also like for research. Like you can research on a live being. So like if they want to do a sleep study, they can pay for you to sleep or something.
Oh, I thought you meant like.
I'm not gonna read this next one because it deals with male secretions.
Eggs.
Female eggs. You can sell your skin to advertise.
What?
Yeah. Kidneys up to $10,000 a pop. You can sell your womb. That's like a surrogate mother thing.
So like womb service?
Yes, exactly like womb service. Yeah. So those are ways you can sell your body.
But I feel like we're not answering the question.
The deep web. Sorry, I was really interested in that.
What else do you do besides sell your body on the deep web?
This is where you could get into the black market as far as like slave
African
trade.
American market. We're trying to be inclusive, Seth.
The black market, as far as slave trade, sex trade, etc. You can get into that. Mail order brides, those kinds of things you can find in the deep web. But as far as how to get into the deep web, I don't know.
Okay.
Do you know? Have you done it?
I'm guessing the answer is not Googling how to get into the deep web because I feel like that's
too obvious.
Too obvious. But I assume you
Do you Bing it?
Oh, do you Bing it? No one even Bings how to get in the dark web. Like, actually, that might work because no one even checks your Bing search
no one's
history.
gonna use your Bing, so why not? Maybe.
Who thought Bing was a good idea? Yahoo's barely even surviving, but they're asking us questions.
So we keep them running.
Yep. I would say that you go on something like World of Warcraft or Club Penguin or something like that, and you find the shadiest looking like avatar you can, and be like, "Hey, yo, how you get in that deep web?" And I'm pretty sure that they will show you. Like they'll hack your computer and they'll like show you. Like they'll click the mouse on the Google Chrome and go in incognito mode, and then they'll Google, "Hey, how do I get in the deep web?"
Parker, I'm sure you know all about incognito mode.
I do. I usually do that to ask stupid questions on Google, like how many inches are in a foot. Sometimes when I forget.
So that way it doesn't show up in your search history.
Yeah.
Parker,
the answer is 12, just so you know.
Parker, you are a brilliant man.
I'm not a smart man. I just happen to be here. I'm creative.
You're something. Okay.
Something special.
Well, I think, yeah, so if you want to get in the deep web, try Bing or Club Penguin.
Or both. Actually, like, we need one of our listeners to go, like, get on the FBI watch list by trying this out for us. Be like, hey.
Wait, have you never tried to get in the deep web?
No.
I feel like that's a very normal thing to do.
No, I mean, I just want, like, one FBI report to be like, some person asked the FBI agents undercover on Club Penguin how to get in the deep web. Do you think the FBI have secret Club Penguin accounts?
They probably do. They get bored at work. They got it. Did you ever have you had a Club Penguin?
Oh, yeah,
okay.
definitely.
Do you still use it?
No.
Okay, because I'm feeling really nostalgic right now, and I'm thinking about trying and going reactivate it.
Like, does it ever deactivate?
I don't know. I don't remember my password or
Okay,
anything.
this question comes from Parker Hainsey. Does your Club Penguin account ever deactivate due to neglect?
If you know the answer to this, please email sethandparker@gmail.com.
In addition, your Club Penguin username so we can add you if it's not been deactivated. But Seth, what do you honestly think? Do you think you could log on to Club Penguin right now and start playing?
I think if I
with your
remembered my password and username, I should be able to.
I mean, you don't have the same password on everything like you did when you were the age of 10. I do.
Because I used to not have the same password for everything, and
Oh,
now I kind of do.
you're not supposed to do that.
I
The
know.
FBI says so.
Oh yes, because you know.
They're on Club Penguin too.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that was pretty thoroughly answered.
The Club Penguin question or the deep web?
The deep web. I think we did a good job answering that question.
Hey,
We deserve a drink.
we do, but before we do that, do you hear that noise, Seth? Do you hear that noise?
Bum ba-da-dum ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
That noise means it's time to come over to our fun fact science corner.
Woohoo! Let's go.
Let's go. Are you ready for our fun science corner question?
Yeah, Parker, let's hear it.
It asks us, do you like the idea of colonizing Mars? Like the red planet.
I actually do like this idea of colonizing Mars.
Like how much do you like it? Like
I wouldn't go,
like,
but
what are you thinking like colonizing Mars?
I think of having like a kind of a second Earth type thing. I think it could be good because, Earth's overpopulated. I also think that we need to take the warning labels off of everything so that way we can let natural selection work and hopefully not have the Earth overpopulated.
You just said no to children eating rocks. You can't have it both ways.
I can't like let them eat rocks at school.
But like you can throw rocks at them, right?
No, not at school.
Okay, so why wouldn't you personally go to Mars? Like, hypothetically, Earth 2, like, magically happened on Mars. Would you go there?
Do I have to pay for it?
No, let's have... You have a rich daddy or something.
I have a sugar daddy?
Yeah,
Okay.
a glucose guardian.
Well, then I'd probably consider going. It just depends on, like, the state of my family, the state of my job, what I would be doing at Mars.
Most likely Kansas.
Yeah, if I'm still in Kansas, I'm going to Mars.
Okay, so it's not Earth 2. It's just, like, a bunch of biodomes. Would you still go?
Like, off of that one movie, I can't remember
The Martian?
No,
No?
not The Martian. I'm thinking it's the animated movie. Wall-E?
Yeah, sure. No, Wally's the one with the traveling ship. It's like
Yeah,
a cruise ship.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one. So if it was like a giant cruise ship type thing that was like a building on Mars and it looked like that, I'd consider it.
No, more like I'm trying to think like Standy's tree dome from SpongeBob.
Oh, I mean that could be kind of fun though. Like, but I like.
But you're like, kind of isolated off the surface.
Yeah, I don't.
You could go out in the space suit, but yeah.
Isolation sucks. I think I'd rather stay on Earth, honestly.
Okay. So you don't want to be one of those Mars One people.
Yeah, I don't think so. What about you, Parker?
I think I'd go. I mean, I'd probably go. Yeah, definitely. But I'd want communication or books. Like I'd want one of them e-readers, e-readers, so I can read like all the library of human existence.
I don't think that fits in an e-reader, Parker.
I feel like it could. If we have the technology to go to Mars, we have the technology to have an e-reader full of at least 10,000 books.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's enough to last me my life.
Yeah, probably.
But I like the idea. I just think that it's not going to happen during my lifetime. Because Mars One...
Because you're old and not young anymore?
No, because it's impractical.
Okay.
We haven't gone to the outer space in my lifetime. We've only gotten to the International Space Station in my lifetime. I just honestly don't think that people will go to Mars in my lifetime because there are all these projects up and running.
You mean they'll live on Mars? Because
go.
They've already been to Mars, haven't
No.
they? We haven't been to Mars?
No.
How have we not been to Mars?
We've only been to the moon.
I thought we've been to Mars.
We have not been to Mars.
Oh.
We've sent rovers to Mars.
Oh.
Are you an idiot? Do you really think we've been to Mars?
I don't Google how many inches are in a foot.
But at least I know basic stuff, like if we've been to Mars or not.
I thought our science was better than it is.
Oh my god. We aren't competing with the Russians anymore. We don't have any drive to do anything.
So we're depressed.
Super depressed.
Okay.
Why do you think we hired a great businessman to take care of us?
Can we not talk about that?
I mean, we could.
That's a trigger warning.
This show is a trigger warning.
I am triggered right now, Parker.
Good for you. Don't die off of that.
Anyways.
But we have never been to Mars, and I don't think we're going to Mars. Not even going to set foot on it during my lifetime.
Okay.
Because there's not enough money to escape Earth's orbit at the moment, and people don't really care about doing that. They care more about, Earth issues.
Yeah, like environmentalism and veganism and...
Stupid vegans. I can make fun of vegans.
I
if
know
I want
you.
to.
I just didn't have a comeback for that.
Yeah, there is no comeback. We worked our way to the top of the food chain. Don't let all that hard work go
to waste. Right? I do love me some good meat.
God wanted you to have that bacon double cheeseburger. It has been sanctioned.
I'm so hungry, Parker. Stop.
Okay. Are you ready for another question?
Yeah, let's do another.
I believe it's your turn.
But we kind of need to exit our science corner.
Okay. This has been the Seth and Parker Science Corner. All hail Cthulhu. Seth, stop dying. We just...
Okay, I'm back. I'm okay. I'm collected. I'm just...
A black hole has taken Seth. All hail Satan. It seems like we've derailed a little bit.
Can you stop? I'm sorry. There's a visual going on with this, and I'm really enjoying the visual.
I mean, have you ever seen Zoidberg from Futurama? That's basically what I'm doing.
Yeah, I know. It looks amazing when you do it, Parker.
I know.
Anyways, I'm going to move on now.
Okay, let's answer our next question.
Next question is your doctor strange?
Speaking of that, didn't that movie come out recently?
The Doctor?
Doctor Strange.
Oh, no.
With Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, I don't speak Spanish.
Okay, actually, my doctor isn't very strange. I've had my general practitioner for my entire life. Her name is Dr. Schaefer. I'm pretty sure I don't go to her anymore because my insurance doesn't cover it, but I haven't gone to the doctor in like 5 years.
Okay.
Because I don't need no more shots.
Yeah, I mean, my doctor's not strange, I don't think. I mean, I've had some, like, quirky doctors, but... Well, okay, no, take that back. I had a podiatrist that was pretty weird, but...
What is is that the feet or the children?
That's the foot.
Okay. What's the children doctor?
Pediatric specialist.
Okay, then what's...
Peds doctor.
Okay, well, okay.
The podiatrist is the foot doctor.
Okay, I don't quite know the separate sections of doctors.
Hey, I got you, boo.
You got me? Okay, what's the knee doctor? Is there a knee doctor?
I don't know. We can Google it.
No, I want to know your fake name for knee doctors.
Knowledgist?
Knowledgist? Someone who has the knowledge?
No, the canologist.
Canologist. Okay. Like, what's the doctor for the heart? No, that's
cardiologist. Pulmonologist for lungs. Gastrologist for your stomach.
Okay. Is there really that many specialties in the medical field?
Yeah, then you have the orthopedist. Orthopedist for bones. Then you have an urologist for like your urinary tract, kidneys, and then you have like your dermatologist for your skin.
Mm-hmm. What about the witch doctor?
The witch doctor? That's called the bruja.
The bruja. But she's not. My doctor's not very strange. I mean, I think I interact more with my dentist than I do, like my actual general practitioner.
That's okay, I think.
I got some good teeth. I like to think so, at least.
I like to think you're kind of crazy, but that's just me.
Seth, would you like to move on to a song?
Yeah, let's go ahead and play a song. I'm gonna stick with this. We've kind of been playing Eli Lieb a few times with my song.
I believe you.
And so this song's called Zeppelin. It's just gonna be a nice break, and then we'll be back in just a few minutes with some more questions.
Sounds lovely. So my real question is, like, Zeppelin a person or like a place?
I think it's from my understanding, it's like that music, like playing Zeppelin in the background and like jamming to that and all the memories.
I was making fun of you and you didn't quite feel
Oh.
humiliated. Because
Oh.
remember when you were like, is
Remember-
Vienna a person or a place?
Parker, you remember that, like, I don't feel shame, right?
I know. I'm surprised you didn't ask me if Virginia was a person or a place.
I mean, I had to ask about honesty last week.
Yes, so it was silly, man.
You're silly, silly, silly.
I am, but I'm more fun. Like morphine.
Morphine. Yeah, you're like a drug. I need to
Morphine-ish?
quit. I need to stop you.
Something like that. Are you ready to ask some more questions?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I think it's your turn.
I think it is.
Unfortunately.
This one again comes from the delightful side of Yahoo Answers. And Seth, before we get into the heat of things, would you like to remind people where they can send our questions?
Yeah, you all can send your questions to sethandparker@gmail.com. Please send us your questions. We are tired of looking at Yahoo Answer questions. Yours are more fun, so send them to us.
Yeah, America.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this question asks, how old is your house?
¿Puedo decir que yo no sé?
I'm just going to stare at you until you speak English.
Can I say that I don't know?
I mean, you could, but that wouldn't make very good radio.
Okay, well, my house has to be at least 50 to 200 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
It can't be any younger than 50?
Maybe by like 6 months.
Okay. I can confidently say that my house was built in 1963 because it's plastered on my house.
Okay, like literally in plaster?
Mm-hmm. It was the newest dorm on campus, 50 years running.
Huh. Very cool.
We just got dethroned this year. But this kind of reminds me of a very unrelated topic. Did you ever watch that show, This Old House?
No, I haven't, but why don't you give me a rundown?
It's basically like a home improvement show on PBS, and it was delightful. I'm trying to be serious over here about cherished memories with my father. Something you don't know because I don't believe that you've swung a hammer in your life.
I actually have. Can be very,
Handsy?
handsy would be a good way to put it, but also,
Instead of handy, did you get it?
yeah, I
Did
got what
get
you,
it?
I get exactly what you're saying. But no, I could be I could do, actual work around the house, Parker.
Yeah, like dusting or
No,
cooking.
fixing things. I can legit fix and build things. I think you underestimate my abilities.
I do, because I don't believe you. Like, changing a light bulb is not being
Parker,
handy.
I'm going to turn you off, okay? They can't hear you.
You already turned me off. Haha. Suck it,
Ha-ha.
Trebek. But honestly, I don't think I could see you tearing down a wall or something like that, or retiling a kitchen.
I could Ow!
Yeah, that's what you get.
Parker hit me.
It was
I need to make a DCF report.
I don't know what that means.
Division for Children and Families. This is elder abuse.
Not children. We're not family. If anything, this
Still.
is more of a domestic dispute.
I'm calling the cops.
Okay.
Anyways, no, I've actually built things and put together in home improvement stuff before.
Like what?
I've definitely helped with drywall and constructing sheds and repairs and stuff like that.
Did you say pears?
Repairs.
Okay, I tuned out there for a little while. 'Cause
That's
I
okay.
don't believe you.
That's okay. You don't have to believe me. I believe me.
And feelings are much better than facts. At least in Seth's mind. That's why we balance each other out. I focus on the truth, and you focus on being a wuss.
No, I focus on feels. You focus on facts.
Yeah, because feelings are useless.
No, facts are unnecessary.
Hey, you'd be a politician with that attitude.
Really though. Anyways,
Or an actual daytime talk host.
yeah, real IRL.
Welcome to Why with Seth and Parker. Today's guest is Bradley Cooper.
Oh my.
We're going to see him with his shirt off because some reason. I could be Ellen if I grew up.
I mean, I'm not gonna complain if an attractive individual wants to take their shirt off for me. I don't think you should either.
No, it's peer pressure, Seth.
Oh,
Just forcing it for ratings and desperate women who are still at home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
and men.
Manly women. Welcome to our society, Seth.
Oh,
I can make generalizations if I want to.
Yeah.
They're just not good.
Which is why you're the problem.
Yep, I am the problem.
So,
But I also am the solution.
speaking of having problems, I think that our next question is someone obviously has a problem with this, and I want to figure out the
Believe
answer.
it or not, this is from our lovely listener, Lynette Wolf.
Oh, Lynette.
So shout out to Lynette Wolf once more.
For always sending us questions because no one else will.
If you want Seth to stop being passive aggressive, please send your questions to Seth and Parker at gmail.com.
Parker, this is why I always say the email and not you, because you mess it up.
Because I'm better at improving something instead of reciting boring nonsense.
You something shut up. But this
That's what I thought. That is what I thought.
I hate you so much.
Lots
Anyways,
of people do.
I'm gonna scooch back because this is in all caps, so I think I need to yell it. So the question is, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
A woodchuck could chuck many woodchuck. I don't know.
I don't know how this goes. I'm gonna say 2 woods.
2 woods?
2 woods.
Like instead of forest, like woods, like the entirety of the woods,
I don't know. I'm just giving you
or
an
like
answer.
timber.
My gut tells me 2 woods.
I don't think that's a quantifiable measurement. Let's
I
go
don't-
incognito in Google and ask it.
It doesn't have to be.
How many is a
quantifiable.
woods?
How many's a bushel? Like it's just a measurement. Like just go with it.
But measurements have sense to them.
No, 2 woods. I mean, I'm pretty sure the woodchuck.
Like
the
12
woodchuck
inches
had-
to a foot is arbitrary, but there is a measurement there.
So, anyways, that's my answer. What is your answer, Parker?
I'm gonna have to go with I don't think woodchucks can chuck wood. I think that's almost.
But this is a theoretical question about the possibility of a woodchuck chucking wood.
Then I'd have to say, about 3 inches of oak.
3 inches of oak.
It-
What
it-
if it was?
it
What if it was
changes-
redwood?
Redwood, I think that it'd be about 2.5 because I think redwood's harder than oak.
Yeah, and that's what I was. That was what I was going to say. 2.5 sounds pretty fair for that.
Okay, I think that
That
was.
thoroughly answers that question.
I think it does. Are you ready for another question,
Yeah.
Seth?
And I think, Parker, this is going to be our final question. So are our listeners ready?
Yes. This
Ba-da-dum. Oh, that was the science corner. We're not going back.
It's not a science corner question.
I know. I
What are you
started. I
thinking?
started trying to make music and it didn't work out.
Really? Okay. This one asks, do you still play Pokemon Go?
No, I deleted it from my phone because one of the kids I worked with wouldn't stop asking me to play. So I told him it got broken and it was messing up my phone and I deleted it.
Oh no.
So I hope he's not listening.
No one listens to this show.
Oh yeah. So we're good. So yeah, I deleted it so I don't play it anymore. Do you?
You know, I really never started playing Pokemon Go.
Did
I
you-
wasn't in the country when it started.
Oh yeah.
So I missed the big Pokemon Go party. So I'm gonna have to say no. I still don't play it. I didn't transfer it onto my new phone, so I'm gonna have to say no. I
But-
do not play Pokemon Go.
But I do think it's an important question to ask because I
Why
honestly,
did it die off so quick?
I think it was just a fad and people oh well, and something else came along like Harambe or the election or something or other.
Like it wasn't that great of a game. It involved walking.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was still kind of fun to hang out with your friends. I cussed in front of an old lady. It frustrated me so much.
Yeah, I think it was very much a summer game. It gets cold outside, you might as well stop.
Yeah, and some people just sit in bed and play it, and I'm like, probably not.
I never actually hatched an egg during it. That's how little I got through
Oh,
it.
wow. Yeah.
I did choose a team though, so there's that.
What team were you on?
Blue one.
Mystic. What's
Yeah.
up?
Woo, spring
Get it.
break. Dab for Jesus or Harambe or whatever you do.
Yeah.
Fun Fact
R.I.P.
Friday, I dab for Lynette. Our
I would
wonderful
dab.
listener.
I would dab for you, Parker.
Well, okay. I do not reciprocate that. I only dabbed for 4 people.
Okay, fair enough. Anyways,
Literally nothing from that? No question?
okay, fine. Which 4 people do you dab for, Parker?
I dab for God, Jesus, Lynette, and the Holy Spirit.
Wow.
I do not know how Lynette got in there, but she got in there.
She got in there good.
Like that one was for the Holy Spirit.
Okay. Fair enough.
Or the Holy Ghost if you're feeling like old-fashioned.
Yeah. Okay, that works.
Are you ready for our final question of the day?
Yeah,
I feel like we
let's
need
hear
a
it.
good jingle for this one as well. I mean, we have the jingle for the science corner. We have the jingle to get out of the science corner.
We could do something like Preguntas.
No. It has to be in English.
Oh.
I do not accept the fact that Spanish is a language.
Okay, so what we have learned
Nope,
applies
that's
to our
copyrighted.
lives today. Oh.
Hmm.
Anyways, I guess we'll figure it out.
Do, 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 do,
No, we don't need like some
Wait,
Bach or Yobon crap up in here.
That was the Superman theme.
Oh. It sounded like Beethoven.
Like pre what we learned today. We like first off sarcastically, like we usually do sarcastic what we learned today, but this is a real what we learned today. We learned that Seth thought we landed on Mars and that the Superman theme is Bach. We have learned so much about Seth's intelligence level and why he's teaching elementary school instead of, higher
I
education.
do actually teach higher ed. Thank you very much. Anyway.
Are you going to walk into your science lesson one day and be like, so what year kids were the first time we landed on Mars?
Yes,
They'll
because
look at you
they'll
and
say
be-
like 2018.
That's not true. I said not within my lifetime, and I know more about Mars than you because I know we haven't been there.
Fair enough. But
What did we learn today, Seth?
the first thing we learned today is that Parker is still Catholic, even if he doesn't act like it.
I'm just not a very good Catholic.
Okay, Parker, what did we learn today?
We learned that nobody, and I mean nobody, uses Bing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need to hide from the FBI to get in the dark web, don't go to Club Penguin.
Go
Use
to Bing. Okay.
What else?
We also learned that humans have not been to Mars.
We also learned that Seth lies to children about Pokemon Go and lets them eat rocks.
So
He's such a bad
I
teacher.
don't let them eat rocks, but I did lie to them about Pokemon Go.
You lie to them about Pokemon Go, you let them eat rocks,
I
and you
don't
tell them
let
that we
them eat
landed
rocks.
on Mars.
Well, Parker, you can be wrong. Anyways, we also learned that a wood is a unit of measurement.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I highly contest that.
2 woods.
No.
2 woods.
Like, unless you're talking about Tiger Woods.
And what's the last thing that we learned today, Parker?
We learned... that my Cthulhu mixed with Donald Duck impression makes Seth laugh like a schoolgirl. I will only use this power for bad. Yes, hardy, hardy, har.
I'm here. Okay. Okay, to our lovely listeners.
You know why this show doesn't work? Because we're both the odd man out.
Really
We don't really play off each other's, like, one's the, like, boring.
we don't appeal to
yeah.
our listeners, I don't think.
Yeah, are you ready to sign off?
Yeah, I think I'm going to sign off, Parker. Anyways, to our lovely listeners, we can't see your faces, but we're going to assume you're beautiful people. We want to thank you for joining us this week. Tune in next week at 8 p.m. on KSDB 91.9 when we listen to more Billy Joel music, continue to give bad advice, and make more inappropriate jokes, along with answering the age-old question, why would Sally sell she shells on the seashore? Are people too lazy to walk around the seashore and find their own shells? In the meantime, send an email to sethandparker@gmail.com with any questions you might like us to discuss.
I think that was a pretty good show. I take it back now.